you mean it sucks?
This pepper beef is too damn spicy.
What are you talking about? This is good.
How's it going, guys? Pepper.etc. Hope you guys are doing alright. As of September 20th, we've got some news regarding Tekken 7. Not all the details have been released, but we've got some pretty major news. Nothing mind-blowing just yet, but as of today, 2 characters have been announced for Tekken 7. One we don't have as much details on, and the other we have more details on. The first character, who was announced a while ago, is a brand new Arab character for the Tekken series. I mentioned this earlier in one of my earlier videos that I don't think Namco felt that Zafina really connected well with the Middle East or the Arab kind of background as a character. So, well, I think that's mostly because Zafina is like more very ancient. Had a very ancient feeling, not very like modern, like Islamic or a Muslim or just an Arab feeling in general. Anyways, the new Arab character, he has not been confirmed to be very much like 100% confirmed to be in Tekken 7, but we do have some concept art and that he is planned to be in the game. He looks a little bit too much like drawing too much inspiration from Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed, but that's just me. I don't want to see him look like that, I guess, but I mean, if he's like that, it's whatever. I would like to see him look more modern, but like with you know, some kind of Middle East touch. I don't really know how he could do that or how Namco could do that, but I'm pretty sure Harada will figure out. We don't even have a name on this guy. We don't have a fighting style. We don't even have more details beyond that he's Arab and that he might look like this. But the bigger news that was announced recently at Tokyo Game Show was the new character, Catalina. We have more info on her. Catalina is a Latina, and she's described as being very sassy. So we're expecting some kind of Anna Williams kind of thing going on here. She's sassy, and she uses savate, apparently, and savate is a form of kickboxing which originated in France, which has some elements from Muay Thai, which means knees and shins and elbows, but more like boxing. So it's like, what if you combine Brian with Steve? Brian plus Steve plus Bruce, possibly? And make her a woman, and the woman, she looks like if Miguel and Anna had a baby. I guess they'd look like her, but she's smoking hot, so whatever. And one of the most interesting things about Catalina is that she's described by Harada as being a beginner-friendly character. Now that is very peculiar, because even the easiest characters of Tekken, like Law or Asuka or Miguel, you still take a little bit before you understand completely how to play them. Now, he's straight out saying that she's a beginner character, which could mean any number of things. Either it means that her moveset must be very small and very streamlined, her execution is probably pretty easy, and she has some clearly defined tools that are average or, you know, B grade in how useful they are, and it's very obvious what they're supposed to be used for. Now, that's probably, you know, decreasing the depth of the character, you know, giving them less moves, giving them more, like, this move is really good, and we're only gonna give you like 10 of just really good moves instead of like 10 good moves and like 20 mediocre moves like a lot of characters in Tekken have. It might be like that, but considering what kind of game Tekken is as I understand it, it's depth regardless, because people will find ways to use any moves any number of ways. But you know, considering that she's said to be a very easy character, maybe she'll have a very small moveset, which is interesting because Tekken characters usually have 70 to 100 moves, with the exception of generic moves, as standard, like average moveset is that many moves. So it'll be interesting if she has like 40 moves and everyone else has like 80, or maybe everybody's moveset is going to be dumbed down, which is, I hope that doesn't happen to Lei, and I hope that he's in this game, but that's Catalina. We'll see more about her later on, but she looks very sassy, very sexy. Reminds me a little bit of DOA, but I guess in this way, even though a lot of the DOA chicks are hot, very few of them acknowledge that they are hot, and it looks like sassy Catalina definitely knows that she's hot, and she's walking and she probably struts around like total, like she knows what she is, and she's mad confident about it, that kind of thing. But Catalina, so we have 3 new characters for Tekken 7 so far. Obviously Kazumi, we don't know if she'll be playable, but she's a new character nonetheless. The Arab character, and Catalina. And more on that to come. Also news is Tekken 7's location tests have been announced for October 3rd to 5th at Namco's Sugamo store in Tokyo, and the Nippon Bashi store in Osaka. I only know that Nippon means Japan, I don't know what Bashi means. But those 2 locations are going to be Tekken 7 cabinets at arcades, and people in Japan, luckily, are going to be able to play them as basically a beta test, I guess. This is unconfirmed, but I have heard that they have at least 20 characters at a beta level ready for Tekken 7. They did say that Catalina will be in the location test, so I think Namco is actually pretty far in the game already in terms of development. If they're ready to do a location test, which makes me to believe that the release of the game will come a lot sooner than I thought. However, that doesn't mean, even if it releases, that doesn't mean it'll come to consoles, because Tekken Tag 2 was out for a couple months before it came to consoles, because it came out on arcades first. So we'll see what happens, because like Pokken Tournament that's coming out next spring, that's gonna be arcade first before it comes to consoles. That's usually because, from what I understand, developers who put their games in arcades like Namco, they like to test the waters first, see if they need to fix anything before they release it to the wider console market. But that's interesting, because I'm super excited for October 3rd to 5th, because we'll finally get to see some Tekken 7 gameplay, because regardless of whether the event is officially streamed by Namco, I imagine there will be somebody out there taking video, or somebody out there will stream it, or somebody out there will take pictures. But it may be an event that is very hush-hush. It might be, disclosure agreement kind of thing. But, you know, with an event that big, I doubt that Namco will do that. But it's possible. It's possible, since I would think they would release what characters can do and what they look like and stuff like that in an official gameplay trailer, which we might see before the location test. Well, we don't know. If that's not the case, then we'll see the first look of Tekken 7 gameplay at the location test, October 3rd to 5th. Another rumor is that the game is already confirmed to be smaller than Tekken Tag Tournament 2. That much is true, because Tekken Tag Tournament 2 did have a lot of clones and a lot of characters that haven't been in the series for a while. But the new rumor, of course, this is something that was stated, but it's never said to be, 100% confirmed for the endgame, is that the roster from Tekken Tag 2, with the exception of clones and characters who are storyline-wise gone, like Jinpachi and Ogre, the roster will still be smaller than that, with the exception of those characters. So that means that some characters may not appear in the game. Which means that, unfortunately, less fan favorites might have to kick the bucket for Tekken 7. This could mean, like, Roger and Alex. This could mean Julia. This could mean Wang. This could be, Raven, maybe. This could be Zafina. I mean, of course, if I'm saying this and you're like, oh, I love those characters, my favorite character. Well, I mean, they're not on the cover of everything. If you want to say that, you have to talk to Jin, Violet, Lars, Elisa, Xiao Yu, and Kazuya and Heihachi, and the Mishimas, and all that, and Asuka, whatever, and Lily. So there may be some dropping of characters, and I'm scared, because I hope that Lei is in it, because I know he's not one of the more popular characters, but I hope that he's in it. I hope that he remains in it. I think Law will definitely be in it, because he's been there since the beginning, and people know him fairly well. And I think everybody knows Law. He's a very popular Tekken character. I mean, if anybody knows Tekken character, with the exception of the Mishimas, it's usually they know Law, because he has a distinct name, and he's known for being the Bruce Lee character, if not one of the best Bruce Lee clones in fighting games in terms of accuracy, with the exception of the fact that Marshall sounds like a 15-year-old at the moment, and his face doesn't really look like Bruce Lee. But that is just a rumor, so we're not sure on that, but the roster will definitely be smaller. That much is true than Tekken Tag Tournament 2, but if they're gonna drop some characters, some less important characters, that much we do not know yet, but we'll have to see what happens in the coming months. Last detail is that Harada, this is just a rumor, but it's implied that Harada was thinking about when he mentioned earlier that he was going to dumb down the game to an extent because he wants to somehow find the middle ground between dumbing down the game to it's simple that everyone can enter it, but while satisfying the competitive people who's already here and they're already used to and they already like the depth that they've grown to know and love in Tekken. Harada is trying to keep it, still have advanced concepts, but have it a lot easier to pick up. Because at this very stage, Tekken is not an easy game to pick up, especially if it's your first fighting game that you're learning for real. Now, it's rumored that the point that I'm finally getting to is that Harada might want to make the Okizeme in the game. If you don't know what that means, it means the ground game, getting off the floor, putting people on the ground, keeping people on the floor, that kind of thing. He's gonna make it a lot simpler, and the specific detail here is that he might make it invincible getup, like in a lot of 2D fighters, because I believe the translator or Harada, he mentioned that you might see a mechanic in Tekken 7 that is relevant, that is also in 2D fighters. Now, a common trait of a lot of 2D fighters is that when you get knocked down, for the most part, you do have a couple frames of invincibility to get up. You can either get up normally or you could roll. Both the roll and the get up are both supposed to be invincible. This could be a feature that could be implemented in Tekken 7 because one of the hardest things for people to understand in Tekken is how to get up safely. 9% of the time, people who don't know what they're doing will back roll, and they'll get infinitely put into resets because back rolling is really bad. Or they'll constantly get up kick, or they'll constantly like tag unsafely, or they'll constantly just get up and try to attack right away when they're being pressured after being floored. So that could be a possibility. Nothing is solid yet on that, but it looks like that is what Harada is planning to do. Whatever that means, I don't know, because as a person who Peppery just play whatever, I don't know why I said my name. as someone who plays two characters who don't really have very strong Okizeme games, Lei and Law, neither of them have very strong Okizeme games. They're not really about keeping you on the ground. They don't really have any huge like this hurts on the ground kind of moveset, unlike Hwarong or Zafina. I know also has really good Okizeme, as well as Steve. This could hurt those characters a lot. For me, it doesn't concern me that much, but I know for other characters, an Okizeme that's simplified, where getting off the ground is completely safe, could hurt those characters significantly. Also, wall pressure, when you knock someone down the wall and they have nowhere to back roll or nowhere to side roll, this is going to make it a lot easier to escape wall pressure if you let yourself get knocked down without getting a wall combo, because obviously then you already lost at that point. Well, not really lost, but the opponent accomplished what he wanted to do already. So it's interesting where this direction could head. But that's all the news for Tekken 7 we have I have, or the world knows at the moment publicly. So stay tuned for the location test October 3rd to 5th. Stay tuned to whether Harada or Namco or anybody will have any kind of pictures, video, or streaming or anything of it, because this might be the biggest chance for us to see, or the public to see, what Tekken 7 will look like. I wish I could be in Japan right now and play it, or rather I wish I could be there October 35th, but I can't, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So that's what's going on with Tekken 7, and if you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys next time, and stay tuned for more Tekken 7. See you guys later.